Alright, so let's get started here. I decided that the other server that I was on was way too populated, so I decided to come on over to a different server that, I could actually build a base somewhere on, because every place wasn't taken, and I basically just slapped this up. Like, I played server downtime, so I didn't just want to, like, start and then, like, sit here. I didn't know how long the downtime was going to be. It's going to be, like, an hour and a half last time, so... I've basically just gotten the basics. I'm almost completely on yet, but we're working on it. What I'm gonna need is water, obviously. Let me come over here and do this place real quick, this ironworks. See what the heck's in here. I can't remember what's actually in these.
I require assistance!
Shield yourself.
I didn't even see that one. He snuck up on me.
Eyes on enemy!
I also need to go get a whole bunch of intel, because I literally just skipped everything in the starting area and came straight to the iron area on this one, so I have, like, none of the starting intel. Oh, none of these guys had it. Of course I finally get some scrap metal. I'm gonna need some of that eventually, so good. Nice. Oh, come on. I can't even climb a ladder. I'm just absolutely terrible. I'm like vertically challenged. Shouldn't say vertically challenged because in real life
Someone's here. Shields up.
Someone's here. Identify.
Your water is mine.
Reloading. Quick, get the bastard. I got your back. Shields up.
Well, that didn't work out like I planned. Okay. They shot me a few too many times. It's okay. to carry the probe launcher or the respawn beacon around with me. I don't. It's gonna be one of those kind of maps, huh? Okay, cool. Explosives everywhere. Check. No shot, it's literally just that one room. Okay. Joke's on you guys. Well, that was exciting. Alright, let's see, what do I even have on me? I don't even remember what I crafted before I went off. So I've got Power Pack Mark 1, Passive Suspensor Belt, which is almost broken, so I should probably make... Go ahead and make an Emperor's Wings, because I have one of those, may as well. Question is, where's the nearest research facility? Over here. Geez, that's a long way. I'm gonna have to like come up, over, and down. I should probably come over here and like get the intel from these two. I don't have enough silicon for those. We do need a better power pack, so let's just go ahead and get that crafted. Just drop the suspense. You know what? Actually, I should probably go back down over here and go find the guy on top of this. Is it on top of this lab? No, it's Imperial Testing number 1 I need to go to. I also kind of want the grappling belt, so we're going to come back down here and grab a bunch of these things. You know what? It'll be... Get ourselves a little bit extra water for the trip. Quick, get out of the sun. Let's listen to some radio station here. Let's listen to Atreides radio for a little bit.
In the silence, we remember names and faces faded. Faded but not forgotten, their legacy of flame undying. Glory may fade, but honor remains. A guiding star, eternal, the remnants of glory. In the stillness, whispers linger, ghosts of battles fought. Won or lost, but not forgotten, their echoes. Echoes of valor.
It's probably not the best time to cross. Okay, flip over a little bit here. Alright, these guys want some.
Welcome, noble listeners of House Atreides, to another poignant episode.
This feels like
of
such a
Dune
bad
Awakening.
idea.
Today,
I'm gonna get
we
eaten.
bring you the story of Sergeant Creel, a decorated member of the 2nd Deep Desert Expeditionary Force who has faced the horrors of war firsthand. As we delve into his experiences, we honor the bravery and sacrifices of our troops.
Sergeant Creel, thank you for joining us today. Can you start by telling us about your involvement in the the operation at Dune Awakening.
Of course, we're operational in the deep desert, so scouting came back with reports of a
Yeah,
hard
now what?
replacement at Dune Awakening.
Peace.
Well, that was a serious provocation.
What happened at Dune Awakening?
Like I said, we own the deep desert, so when word got back to us of a Harkonnen bastion being raised, our commanders knew what to do. 7 different cohorts, including the 5th Mesa Infantry and Gurney Zone, were simultaneously deployed in a coordinated attack. The whole operation was brutal. The Hark defenders much more vicious than we were used to.
And yet,
Alright, let's
you
come
and
over
your
here,
fellow
get this
soldiers
contract done,
managed
because
to
I think this is
execute
all
the
we need for
mission
the
with
soldier, and then I can start
surgical
putting skill points in and get
Can
the
you share a
grappling hook,
specific
right?
moment from that
Yeah,
operation
grappling
that
hook.
stands out in your memory?
Enemy found.
There was this one moment, I guess. The Hark bastion was still only half built, and we'd taken out a group of engineers, but we were spotted by a fortified lasgun position from the finished part of the bastion and pinned down. They were really tearing us apart. But somehow, we managed to get behind them through the half-built works. I remember crawling through the blood-stained sand and rubble. The smell of death and fried ozone thick on the air. When we finally took out that position, at least, it felt like a small victory in this ceaseless ocean of despair.
Your bravery is truly inspiring. As the operation continued, what kept you and your fellow soldiers going?
Duty, honor, the things they drill into you from day one. The example set by the fearless men of Gurney's own. But honestly, in the end, it's all about the man next to you. It's him you fight for, to keep him alive. It's about grand ideals anymore. It was about survival.
House Atreides prides itself on its moral high ground and honorable conduct. How did the principles of Canley and the Great Convention hold up under the extreme conditions of battle?
Canley? That's for fancy folks with sashes and pressed uniforms. For us, the reality of war changes people. These missions, you do things that you never thought you would. I remember one night, after we took out a Hark listening station, seeing my comrades picking through the carnage off of Harkonnen survivors. They seemed different somehow. As if the brutality of the war had drained all humanity out of them. I even remember...
Sergeant Creel, it's clear that the emotional toll is heavy. Perhaps we can focus more on the moments of camaraderie and hope that you experienced during these dark times.
What? Well... Yeah, I mean, there are moments, sure, but... Like, between missions, people share stories, laugh about the little things. Anything to keep the darkness at bay. But those moments are fleeting. The reality of what we have to do is always there, lurking in the background.
And during the shield wall operation, what was the state of your unit at that point?
It was pretty chaotic. Definitely exhausted, barely holding on. Those replacements by then. Young, inexperienced kids, really. Standing up, teeth. The Harkonnens had good intel. They somehow knew about most of our operations beforehand. I lost more friends in those days than I can count. I mean, we were just trying to stay alive, you know? Mission by mission, but... Really? What's the point of it all?
Sergeant Creel, I'm sure at least you find some solace in knowing that your courage and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Can you share with us the impact your involvement in these operations has had on you personally?
I mostly just remember the faces, the screams, the loss. I mean, I try to recall the good we did, the successes and the victories, but it's hard. So damn hard.
Your service and dedication to House Atreides are deeply appreciated. We thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, thank you. I just hope it was worth it.
And that concludes our interview with Sergeant Creel. His story is a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by our brave special
Oh, I
forces.
forgot I actually have to
Let us
hold this
honor
now.
their sacrifices and strive for a future where this can finally end.
Otherwise
and
I'll
the
fall and
Harkonnens
die.
are eradicated from all of Arrakis.
You have listened to another episode of Through Their Eyes, first-hand accounts from the front lines, presented by your host, Redondo Monroe.
Anything else over here? Nope. How about this next rock?
In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior
Is there really just
stands
nothing on these
weary
rocks?
feet.
I find that hard to...
His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you've carved this path of pain, through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now, I take my leave. For battles end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear, in every heart we still stand near. Oh, house of just and noble name, we've lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease. In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you've carved this path of pain, through deserts
Oh,
vast,
see, there is
through
something over
blood
here.
and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now, I take my leave. For battles end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, dear, in every heart we still stand near. Oh, house of just and noble name, we've lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease. Powerful words that remind us of the courage and resolve that lives in
I see
every
someone.
Reveal
Atreides
yourself.
heart.
I'm out of space for blood. Good. Wasn't very nice to have a bomb up there waiting for me. Who does that?
There's someone here.
Oh. See, I launched a probe in this area. I guess that the probe didn't cover all the way over here. I mean, I launched it like right here, and it went all the way over here.
Rendavo's
Just
father was a
isn't covering any of
sergeant,
this bottom stuff, I
old
guess.
and bent and grey. He served the Duke in '88, back in a bygone day. He lived out in the desert and scraped his meager fare.
Let's go try to hit up some of these
Children
intel
lined
places
around
on the way.
And Ren, the youngest there. The older siblings learned some sense, but Ren was left without. He was tall, but short on wisdom, and grew up broad and stout. Pious, cheerful, willing, yet he seldom did things right. "What will become of you, poor boy?" his father asked each night. And finally, Ren answered, "A soldier, sword in hand. If all else fails, at least I can still die for Duke and land." Ren packed his bag and went to join the brave Atreides troop. Strong and fit, and healthy too. He was welcomed in
Let's
the
just go
group.
hit just do a big loop and go hit all the
But
intel
when he
markers
had
on the
to
way.
master drills
So I'm gonna need all the
and
intel, so I mean, I may as well get it done.
The sergeant screamed and laughed.
If I can't, like,
And laughed
180
and
my head
screamed
underneath the
still
sand,
more.
you know?
For when ordered to turn left, Ren would quickly turn to right. And told to shoulder arms instead, he charged with all his might. Rendavo's drills and troubles became a well-known tale. Even famous Duncan, Idaho, would smile at his travail. And when at last Ren's unit was ordered off to war, the officers debated, was he suited for that job? But Ren just let them argue. He stood there, broad and straight. "If with the others I can't go, I'll go alone. Just wait." He took his sword and backpack and marched out with the rest. At camp, he was their servant, fulfilling each request. But when the battle raged, he was ordered to stand back. He didn't understand when to take cover or attack. Duncan, Idaho was on the run, Harkonnens in his tracks. He passed Rendavo's unit, shouting, "Boys, you watch our backs. Don't let the devils through the gorge, or all of us are lost. Guard it until we regroup. Keep it safe at any cost." A small detachment, made up but of barely 20 men, got there in time to make their stand. Along with them came Ren. The Harkonnen fell on them hard, their lasguns raining fire. 7 brave Atreides men gave up their costly bow. The same disastrous fate would befall all instead. So they ordered straight away. All but one, who stayed to fight and charged the foes instead. Ren couldn't get the notion of flight through his stubborn head. He just stood there, broad and strong,
Shield on.
and ready now to teach a lesson to each Harkonnen who came within his reach. At the choke point in the gully, they all
Got you.
but without loud cover. One
You ain't
by
gonna get
one,
shit.
were forced to learn. They charged at Ren, but each who came was fought and bested all the same. None could beat him at this game, for Atreides' honor,
Need to reload.
house, and weight. Duncan Idaho had rallied all the troops that still were hale. He shouted, "Hold out, my brave lad, we're coming, do not fail." He told all who would hear him, watch a true Atreides fight. Hurry, boys, come to his aid, he has saved us all tonight. Against that fearsome counter-strike, no Harkonnen could hold. They faltered, failed, and turned their backs, a rare sight to behold. Their faces pale, their weapons dropped behind them as they ran. And Duncan looked around and asked, "Where is that fearless man? He who held the gully until we could all return, that hero of the desert. His name I must needs learn." "He has fallen," said the sergeant, his head bowed down in shame. "He lies there dead upon the sand. Rendavo was his name." "I remember him," said Idaho, "of Ren who'd seemed to rest, but for the blood that stained the shirt across his mighty chest. That lad's gun knew just where to strike, as plainly you can see," said Idaho to those around. "Yes, it knew more than we. It shunned his brow. 'Twas weak and poor, that much all of us knew. But found instead what better was his heart, forever true." The word spread quick among all those who had survived the pack, and every soldier did agree Duncan Idaho was right. Rendavo was no thinker. His mind slow, truth be told. His head, they said, was thick as wood, but his heart was made of stone.
Go.
Target found. Someone's here. I see something. Help!
want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of a...
Where's my last checkpoint? It's at the frickin' thing over here. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit of a trek back to my corpse. Oh well, I mean, I got the intel. I just gotta go get my corpse, get all the stuff back real quick.
Cover their next great haul.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, back with another wild adventure. After that scary encounter with the Masquerade, we got our hands on that super mysterious map. Dad was all over it, trying to figure out where it led. Normally, he would take it over to his Mentat friend at the Seleucid Bowl. I used to think Master Chin was scary when I was little. The way he got that faraway look in his eye when he did his computing. Master Chin would have taken one look, and before you got a word out, he'd have done a sector-by-sector comparison of the map with known topography. But in this case, Dad didn't want anyone knowing the secrets of the map before he did.
I'll figure it out myself.
Mom said he was being a paranoid old fool, but what should have taken 30 seconds took 2 days. And don't you know it, 2 days later, we found ourselves piling in the Clovis, our 68 Homeland Master, and set a course for the Hog of Asia. Once we were underway, Dad unfolded the map and pointed to a marking that looked like an angry beetle.
This is our destination, kids. Remember that old Empire facility we found a few weeks back? It was a maintenance facility. You know, a bunch of tool pushers that kept around to fix stuff for the eggheads. I guess a scientist can tell you how much a pound of worm shit weighs, but put them all together in a room and they still can't turn a screw to save their lives. Anyhow, in the documentation we recovered, we found an inventory roll listing some of the other testing stations by number and field of study. Testing Station 29 studied plants, while 36 studied weather. Station 91, though, they studied bugs. Just like this ugly little sucker we're headed towards.
Boy, was that journey rough. Mom said it was a bad time of year to be traveling, and the sandstorms were relentless. Visibility was almost nothing, and sometimes my little brother Coda and I had to get out and walk ahead of Clovis to make sure we didn't drive off a cliff. And eventually, we arrived at the sector indicated on the map, and we took Clovis away.
Should probably kill some of those guys before I die.
I won't lie. Every step of that mission was a chafing nightmare. Before we left Clovis, I made the harebrained decision to break in and hand her down stillsuit that didn't fit right. I was in rare form and fit for time when we finally came upon a massive portal in the rocks. By then, we'd been to enough of these old testing stations to know one when we saw it. The inside doors were slightly open, but peering in, we could only see darkness. Coda was immediately apprehensive.
Reading a lot of foot traffic, Sally. I'm not sure how lost this old testing station really is.
Of course, that's when Dad and the rest of the family arrived.
I knew it!
Keep it down, Finn.
I knew it! You said I was a fool. You said I'd lead us into an ambush.
The night is young.
Ignore your petulant mother, kids. We go in wedge formation.
I guess we're gonna hang out.
After me.
Who comes in?
We squeezed through the narrow aperture with ease, but quickly found our way blocked by a massive pit of darkness. After we recalibrated our optics for low light, we found a narrow ramp that wound down to the gaping shaft. I forgot all about my chafing as we descended into the darkness. I hated the feeling in there, the lonely, oppressive atmosphere that long-abandoned places had in common. But the spell was quickly broken when a Harkonnen fire team floated on the center of the shaft from above. We flattened ourselves against the wall and kept out of their lights as the noisy and oblivious troopers floated past.
You know that bloody city will never be finished.
The beast is a fool. One day the Baron is going to come here and see where all his Solaris went.
You don't want to be around when that happens.
And why is it you don't want that?
You haven't met the Baron yet, have you, boy?
Damn it, Finn. This isn't a testing station. It's a Harkonnen base.
Can't be both?
I told you the night was young.
So, what do we do now?
Sector weather
And we came this far. I say we go on high alert and check it out.
We couldn't risk getting caught, so we stepped to the shadows and moved build just quietly as we could.
Jeez, anyone
You're
else?
almost right. This place was
All the
huge,
sandstorms
with
coming in?
tunnels
Anyone
going off
else?
in every direction. We saw rooms full of weird machinery and old tech, stuff I'd never seen before. But oddly, no bugs or insects of any kind. There were...
Let's listen to the Imperium classics.
There's someone here.
Kind of weird music.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2.
Frank. He must think we are the intruders, eh? Oh, that's not good. What do you mean that's not good, Frank?
I mean, maybe it's time to,
Fuck! Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna need another inspector.
I got this in my head.
Oh, another day.
My letter Johns.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am thinking
This music is definitely a lot better than the Imperial radio. My favorite radio station so far. Bar isn't very high though, so. Jesus, 600 darts. I didn't need them.
I see someone. Reveal yourself. Eyes on all
This is Dune Man Keith Villari. All guild brothers know about the danger of entanglement in harvesters. But what about the cost and equipment downtime? Each moving part must be carefully sanitized of blood, bone, and other viscera. Costing your guild greatly in lost time and efficiency. Be profitable. Be safe.
Be profitable. Be safe.
The Combined Hornet Communinet Theater presents
I
an
guess we go to that one next, and then that one, and then
5 Days
finish the
at
con.
Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and the Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling.
Probably should have brought a repair thing. My tires are getting kind of low
5
here.
Days at Carthage.
Oh, they're 65%.
The Imperial
They're not that
Scenerist
low.
Guild
Okay.
has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and
Oh,
Public
crashed
Council.
ornithopter. Ornithopter. Let's get to it.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-194, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Our tale unfolds in the teeming industrial sprawl of Carthage, the seat of Harkonnen power on Arrakis. It's early morning in the Peon Quarter, as the workers ready themselves for a long day of toil in their baron's name.
I never not get those actuators. Those things seem pretty rare.
Come to tea, Devon. You'll be late again.
Only tea? Is there no more bread?
What bread remains I'm keeping for dinner? You've had your fill.
I told you before, Mother. I won't be home for dinner tonight, or anytime soon. We're on double shift until further notice. Oh, don't give me that look. You know I have no say in the matter. And they are cracking down on anyone with the slightest trouble. Ufim's cousin disappeared. They say he was an agitator, but no one can say what he did.
Your father said this day would come, when peons would be no better than Mola.
That's crazy, Mother. We have the peons' compact.
Do they expect you to work as a machine? Never resting.
Mother, watch what you say. You listen. Say the words and have our tea.
Can't. You're angry.
But, Mother, we happily say the words every morning.
Fine. We live by our baron's leave. The roof above our heads belongs to him. They make us to dwell in his domain, and in return, we pledge our eternal loyalty, obedience, and maximal effort, with an eye towards efficiency.
Long live the Baron. I'm sorry, Mother, but if you must blame someone, blame Zantara. His most recent attack destroyed our last phased ion refinery in the northern precinct. Fremen bastard.
Hey! Your father had Fremen blood on his mother's side. It's a blessing he didn't live to see what happened to them.
I say good riddance. It said they practiced cannibalism.
One more, and then we turn in some
Those
quests.
are old Imperial lies. It's well known that the Ikwan Vet will remove the blood of their dead to make water.
Mother.
Open your eyes, my son!
I wasn't going to tell you, but thanks to your Fremen hero, we're test firing a long-throw Cutter-Ray auger today with an ungraded barrel.
Is that dangerous?
Only if the phase differential is off by more than 0.0003.
Devon, you can't. I forbid it. Why are they making you do this?
Because, Mother, Zantara destroyed the last facility that made and tested precision plasma.
No.
I've got to go.
Be careful, Devon. Something very bad is already upon us.
clear to start the firing cycle?
Heisenberg controllers in the green, all mirrors 100% alignment. And still, my reservations remain.
Be sure to let the Baron know next time we have dinner. For now, let's get on with our job.
You had dinner with the Baron? No, Arek. He was being sarcastic. And I will say it again. The bone throw cutaway auger is a precision tool and requires equal precision in its maintenance. Never in my 97 years as a peon have I test-fired an ungraded barrel. The is different. We have no idea how it's going to react. It is insanity, Devon.
No one here disagrees with you, Ufin. But we have written orders from the House Munitions Master, co-signed by Peter de Vries. They need this laser auger online yesterday.
Because there is no risk to them. Let Peter de Vries test-fire the laser.
There's too many eyes on us to mess this up. All we can do is trust in our pre-fire checklist and hope the new barrel materials meet spec. Let's go again. Spooling up Mason condensers. Mason condensers at full potential. Are we clear to start the firing cycle?
Heisenberg controllers in the green. All mirrors, 100% alignment. Signal waveguide, in range.
Arek, how is the mesh?
Phased ion is in the mesh.
I have to kill Zentara. Where is Zentara at?
Okay then, let's take it slow. Engaging throttle. Shut it down! Shut it down! Arek! Venting pig tanks! Submerging coils in 3, 2, coil submerge!
What have we done?
Arek!
Back again. Like that. It's over then. Oh, that's... I'd swear you're a...
There we
Back
go.
again. Like that. I can teach you. Arakeen may have a seasoned trooper or two. I can teach... Arakeen may have a seasoned...
Do you hear me? Devon!
For the rest, okay.
Devon? What is it?
Arek is dead.
What?
He's dead. They took him away. I saw him die.
What happened?
The laser auger went out of phase. The beam splitter vaporized almost instantly. The whole charge
I have to
vented
deliver the
onto
poison
Arek.
snooper. Where's the poison snooper?
Literally cooked alive.
Okay, there we go. I already had it. What do you look at that? Okay.
And the screaming.
I have to deliver an engine and a tread. Can I don't think I can craft those without a base. Ugh.
And you are just home now.
I wonder if they'll have some here for trade, maybe.
You
if
keep
I'm
coming
lucky.
back like this, I'll have to stop calling you stranger. Stranger?
Nope. No such luck.
The gladiator? What do you mean?
Lord Ravan just announced it. A festival with music, food, and Argosphere is going to fight! For the first time in 7 years! Right here on Arrakis! Oh, I've got to go. Hey, wait for me!
Okay, so to do that last part, okay, where is Xanteria?
All the way from
Xanteria's head.
Bread and circuses.
Imagine.
There's also the guy over here.
Carthage, the greatest gladiator in the known universe.
And what about your friend?
Which friend?
The dead boy, Arek.
Oh, yes. Poor Arek.
Yes, poor Arek.
He would have loved to see Argosphere.
Before I go anywhere else, oh geez, I got 56 research points now. Nice. Alright, so let's get this thing going. want exploit weakness on? This worm's trying. He's trying to eat me.
Watch your step, stranger. Those... Now, you don't... Exploring. I learned the hard... Cypri... I would gladly... That's easy. Be careful. I hadn't gone... It was unnerving. I'm not timid by nature. You have? Oh, what? Yes, of course. I haven't forgotten. There. Though...
Alright. Skip that. No, alright. Yes, it's got to be somewhere over here where I haven't explored. Hello, worm.
You're listening to Harvester Radio, home of the Daily Motivational, with Master Inspirator, Jovian Huss.
This is your Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today we must work hard, in silence, and let productivity be our cry.
Yeah, let productivity be our cry. If that isn't some slave mentality. right there. I gotta get it. I gotta. Is it close enough that I'm not gonna get murdered? I maybe can get a little bit. No, this is dry. Ooh, this one might not be in the drum sand. Yeah, no, it's not close enough to the rocks, sadly. Okay. Now I've got a ton of points to spend. What do I want? Everything.
The mystery deepens aboard the Sand Titan, as Crew Chief Jarek Thorne's death remains unsolved, and the flies begin to circle.
It's really all I need right now,
It's
honestly.
Death
So,
on the Titan, Episode 3, The Visitor.
We need to talk about where you were, Jeb, the night Crew Chief Thorne died.
I don't remember exactly. I might have stepped out for some air. I just needed a break. The work gets stressful, you know.
You were running dark that night, but the weather hooks were engaged on Pad 1. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Malfunction?
What do we know about weather hooks?
They're used to secure ornithopters in bad weather.
But isn't it true that weather hooks can only be engaged from the cockpit of a thopter?
I don't know. I'm a comms guy.
Do you recall seeing an ornithopter?
No, I don't recall seeing a thopter or anything, really.
You sure about that? A thopter's hard to miss, even in a storm. Especially if it engaged the weather hooks.
Well, I honestly can't recall anything like that. Maybe the hooks malfunctioned. I'm sure it's happened. Everything else malfunctions before long on this tub.
Well, of course, we could find no evidence of any unscheduled thopter landing on the Titan. But maybe someone else knows something. Maybe someone knows exactly who landed on the flight deck that night.
I told you already. I don't know anything.
Am I free to go?
With Jeb's memory failing to provide any clarity, I turn my attention to Shift Supervisor Lena Orlov. Several things she let slip hinted at a closer relationship with Crew Chief Thorne. There had to be more to their connection than she was letting on.
There was nothing going on between us. We were just colleagues.
Tessa mentioned that you and Thorne had a close relationship.
Well, Tessa's wrong. There was nothing romantic between us.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Maybe she's trying to deflect suspicion from herself.
You know what? That's exactly what I thought too. But then, she played me this.
I'm glad we've had these moments together, Lena.
Me too, Jarek. I don't think I could survive another day in this barren wasteland without you. What a bitch. Who goes around recording the conversations of their crewmates?
She was keeping tabs on Thorne, documenting his lack of leadership skills.
Oh, she wouldn't shut up about that. I should have just transferred her to another rotation.
Tell me about you and Thorne.
Alright.
Yeah, so
We
Mr.
were involved, but we were happy. I had no reason to harm him.
If you had nothing to hide, why keep it a secret?
Because it's personal. It had nothing to do with his death.
Oh, I destroyed them all before I deposited the blood. I'm a
we kept it
fail.
private. It was nobody's business. Tessa has always had it out for Thorne. She's just trying to stir up trouble.
Tell me about Jeb.
What about him?
His alibi is weak.
Okay, I'm gonna need to go get some more fibers.
His assertion that he received Thorne's secret messages, but
Fibers
had
and
no
iron.
interest or capacity to decode them.
He had the capacity, if he wanted to. We both had the same signals training.
Does that mean you could decode the message too?
Yes, I could.
Then tell me, what did the secret messages say?
Stay tuned for our next exciting episode, where secrets unravel and the truth comes to light on Death on the Titan.
Someone
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today, we must remember, difficult doesn't mean impossible. It simply means we must work harder.
There's just some water. fun. Okay.
Reveal yourself.
This is your Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today we must remember, no matter how hard we work, someone else is working harder.
Reveal yourself.
Who's that?
The Combined Hunted Communinet Theater presents an Arakeen Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and the Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before
Harkonnens are freaking everywhere,
The
man.
Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthag incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Audit Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen.
Alright, what else do we have over? There's an intel here that I haven't gotten yet either.
We join our story alongside a capacity
it's like right by my base.
at the Great Carthag Amphitheater. As the Battle of Windsec is reenacted for the enthusiastic crowd, anticipation continues to build for the main event. The history-making return of the legendary gladiator, Argus.
How have I not gotten this intel? It's like literally right by my base. I've like run over here a million times, I thought.
Do you hear them, Argus? All of that for you.
Do not overfill my ears with honey, old dog. I hear the crowd well enough. I also hear the sound and fury of Laskan fire.
The Battle of Windsec, I believe. You know how the Harkonnen love their reenactments.
Bah! Never heard of any bloody Windsec.
A local engagement of some import. The exact details elude me, but I gather it didn't end well for the Harkonnens.
Why celebrate it then?
I'm told there is some disagreement on the specifics of how the battle concluded, and who, in fact,
How's
was
my blood
responsible
extractor?
for the rather
Okay, that's
costly
not. That's
destruction
just
of
a random one that I
spice
picked up.
guild
Okay.
situated there.
The Harkonnens, no doubt.
I believe the
That
Baron
was a
would
good.
claim otherwise.
He would, wouldn't he? Where is my damned spice? The skill
Of course,
my
this
legs
guy's
feel
cruising
as
right
if
over
it's
the
both
top.
swelling and tightening at the same time. The pressure's building.
Once he fucks off, maybe I can go get some of that and make some
That
silicone.
Harkonnen bootlick should be here by now.
There he is. Control yourself, Argus. And do keep in mind we are here at their sufferance.
Now enough of your prattling page. Beginning to sound like my sixth wife. Damn her eyes.
Oh, hello. You're not the Starry?
No, Bastari had to attend a pressing matter. I'm here in his bed. What could be more pressing than my bloody spice? My legs feel as if they're about to burst and shower the room with gore. I have your spice. As requested, a 7% solution of melange, elaka oil, and Karana brandy.
Did you mix it yourself?
Who the devil cares? Give it here!
Unfortunately, maintaining a reputation as the greatest gladiator in the known universe comes at heavy cost. By now, Argus has had every major organ slashed, crushed, or punctured. Every bone broken multiple times. He's had so many parts rebuilt, replaced, or regrown completely over the years that Beni Tlilax will no longer guarantee their work. They say he shouldn't even be alive.
I had no idea.
No one does. As I said before, his vanity would never allow it. Still, The chronic pain he endures on a daily basis would drive most men to self-annihilation. But Argus Fear will never willingly die. His vanity would never allow it.
And with that, the Battle of Winsack is litigated once again. The crowd making plain their love for the Baron's men, in spite of the long shadow cast by the outcome of that very battle.
Everyone knows the Atreides were responsible for Winsack. That much has never been in doubt. House Harkonnen was punished because your thick-headed cousin Glossu destroyed the moonfish industry on Caladan.
I've heard that before, and it's ridiculous. What could fish halfway across the universe possibly have to do with Winsack?
Fortune when the industry collapsed. Can you imagine?
The bastard.
Who? Fenring or your lunk-headed cousin?
The Count bleeds our house dry with massive debt for a facility we didn't even destroy.
You know I love you and your whole eccentric family, dearest. But if someone deliberately reduced our holdings by a third...
I would skin them alive, of course.
Spoken like a true Harkonnen. Would you deny Count Fenring the same accommodation? As much as the Baron bemoans it, I doubt House Harkonnen is substantively injured in anything other than pride. But enough of this. Are the girls
I'm
ready?
losing my mind.
The streets are filled with
So I
revelers.
grab it?
I'm not going to be late again. It erodes my authority.
No, you're out of
and I
line.
resent it.
It's here somewhere.
What?
How dare you address your mother that way? As if you were speaking to common Mara. Try again.
Yes, Mother? You all look so lovely. It's a shame Feyd-Rautha won't be there to see you. What? What do you mean he won't be there? I heard over the steward comms. It seems Feyd and some of the cousins were readying to attend the arena when a contest of boasting broke out. Of course, it wasn't long before an impromptu hunting party formed, and the group found themselves on a highliner bound for Rosek. Rosek? I'm not going.
What?
Me neither.
You're dressed, you're going. Consider it your sole familial obligation. I had those dresses brought in from Chusik at great expense. You will be seen in them.
Not by Feyd-Rautha, and he's the only one we care about. Feyd is the premier get as far as eligible bachelors are concerned, darling.
Who puts that nonsense in their heads,
It's true. Ever since the Atreides girl humiliated him at Arsent, Feyd has been actively receiving suitors.
Whores, you mean? Oh, you're fooling yourselves,
All right.
girls.
Well, it's got to be somewhere right here, and I'm just blind and missing it.
No, his
Like,
mate will be
hear it?
selected for political advantage above all, and we offer
No,
none.
I'm hearing that machine going on.
I know you think me cruel, but it's the truth. Saved by a knock at the door.
Grim tidings, High Prefect.
Girls, out. You stay, darling. Davros, report.
We're getting calls from all wards, sir. Somehow,
Here
a
somewhere, and
sizable
I'm
supply
just
of
not
alcohol
seeing it.
has
Like
made it
it's
through the
in
security
this
zone
freaking
and
corner.
is being distributed throughout the
This
city.
corner, no.
Throughout the city?
Drunken debauchery reported in all wards, sir. We're shutting down pores as fast as we can, but we can't keep up.
Bro.
I told them this would happen. You can't drive the
Where
workers
is it?
harder and harder and take away their outlets at the same time. The pressure can only build so much.
I'm losing my
before
mind
it
over here.
explodes.
So what do we do, sir?
What do? We do nothing. Perhaps the alcohol is a gift.
Is it like a...
Perhaps the crowds will have a riotous good time and
wear themselves out before we see any proper unrest.
That's
What is your
be
read
too
on the
much.
crowd's temper, Davros?
Happy, sir. Excited for the most part. Excited for Argus Veer, that is.
If there's one clever move Lord Raban has made in recent memory, darling, it's delivering the Great Gladiator. I thought the old hedgehog was retired.
He is, but Glosser had nothing to do with it. Argus Veer is here at the Baron's request.
Well, it doesn't matter who brought him. What matters is that he's here. I shudder to think about how the crowd might respond were they denied their spectacle.
Well, we'll all be denied, sir, if we don't get going. Your ground car awaits.
Vastari! What happened to Valentin?
Who? I know I'm late with your spice, but it's been insane up top. The crowd's worked up as I have never seen.
Oh my. Argus.
Yeah, well, better wake him already. He's up next.
Alright, let's see what do we have here. I already got the Power Pack Mark II.
Bucket of water or something?
Ugh.
We're going to need more
My
than a
poor
bucket
gun's
of water,
almost
I'm
dead.
afraid. Argus Veer is dead.
You're tuned to Harvester Radio, the Dune Man source for bulletins, weather, and matters of import to the Spice Miners Guild.
God, I need so much silicon. I could start making some of these things, but it's going to be like all of my resources. Yeah.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, large sandstorm, eh? I need to get the repair thing up soon. Get a static compactor. I have enough for that, thank God. That way when I do actually come up on one of those things, I can actually gather some. Just go ahead and put that on now, huh?
presented by the Imperial Scenarist Guild and Linder and Gold Coffee. Wake up with Linder and Gold. We put the spice in it for you.
Morning, love.
It's a great morning, sunshine, especially since we're starting the day with Linder and Gold Coffee.
You know, they put the spice in it for us.
Gold.
Morning, Mom and Dad. Canute asked me to go to the festival with him.
Which one is Canute? The one who's...
Oh, I hate fighting two shield.
Canute is the one with the... You dead? The father.
Together. Chanted.
I'm forcing Canute to go and have a good time. Forcing him? Why? He's been mopey ever since the Fremen disappeared. I want to lift his spirits. Oh, that's so sweet, honey.
Well, you better get used to the idea. I don't think the Fremen are ever coming back. The Emperor made sure of that.
Ugh, I've got to go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Nana.
What am I? Chop slick?
What about you, Dove?
What about me?
Don't be coy. I know you're mad for the festival, especially the spice cake competition.
Oh, this is my year, Marika. The golden hat will be mine.
Ooh, working on a secret recipe?
See, that would be incorrect, my dear, because I am not working on a secret recipe. I am working on the secret recipe.
Oh, come on, Dove. You say that every year. And every year, Old Man Rashad's spice cake takes the hat.
Well, not this year, lovely. I've got a super secret ingredient that's gonna blow the judge's mind.
Is it more spice? Because if it isn't more spice, you're wasting your damn time.
Shut up, Mum!
What's your secret ingredient, Dove?
Oh, you know, just a little something I picked up from Frank. He calls it Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Frank, are we talking about the Frank that built a fart filter into his still suit?
Look, don't be insensitive. He has gastrointestinal issues, and it's not a joking matter.
Oh, then you must be talking about the Frank that invented the thumper with a musical accompaniment.
All I do know, that was genius and worked as intended. I mean, unless you stay there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug. I don't think Old Man Rashad has too much to worry about.
Maybe I should give the flavor enhancer a pass.
I told you, dummy. No spice every time.
Stay out of this, Mum! Come on!
Right.
The Pharaoh sees all, but what does it say for you? Have your fortune told and learn what fate has in store. Only 25 Solaris.
Did the judge come around yet, Dove?
Not yet. Where's Junie?
Looks like they're in line for the fortune teller.
Oh, no! That's Old Man Rashad's booth!
Look at that line! He must be giving out free samples again.
Well, that's not fair!
Oh, want me to go over there as a spy and size up the competition?
You just want to try his cake, don't you?
Is that so wrong?
What about me?
Oh, I'll get you a piece too.
Well, that is not what I meant.
I know, but I will get you a piece.
Yeah, all right, fine. Hey there, neighbor. Frank, I didn't think you'd show. I mean, well, you know, because I wouldn't use your invention.
Come on, Dove. Have you ever known old Frankie boy to be a quitter?
No, but I'm still hopeful, you know.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, looks like it's kind of close to the rocks.
My old family deserted me for old man Rashad saved a life, so...
As the worm sign goes right underneath me.
Oh, I've been through his line twice. That cake is better than ever.
Oh, thanks for the morale boost, mate. Yeah. I'm not too dry, not too moist, just right, is it?
So, what do you say we make this a little more interesting?
Why, is that what I think it is?
Well, that depends. Do you think it's the Flavor Enhancer 3000?
Isn't it?
Right on the money. Let's sprinkle some on.
Not sure about this, Frank.
Well, you got me around, Dove. I'm sure for the both of us.
So
I just need him to go away for a little while. I got a little chunk though. That's a decent little chunk.
It's so cute that you think that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to announce the Golden Hat winner for this year's Spice Cake competition. And the winner is... Dove Denick of Depot 12!
Did he just say Dove Denick of Depot 12?
He said Dove Denick of Depot 12.
Oh, we did it! We actually bloody did it!
Dad,
Watch me, buddy.
Congratulations, Dove. We're just as shocked as you are.
Come around, all. There's enough for everyone to have a taste. The line starts behind my wife right there. And here's some for you, and you, Governor, and a big piece for you because I like the look of your face. One for you, little boy, and your mum.
Tell me, Dove, can we know your secret? I don't think it's an overstatement to say your cake achieves new dimensions in flavor. Did you put anything special in the mix this year?
Well, it's a lot. Why, yes, your judgeship, he did. In fact, the winning cake was baked with real spice and the Flavor Enhancer 3000.
Flavor what now?
Flavor Enhancer 3000. A new dimension in flavor, discovered and refined by yours truly, Franklin Munter.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Frank. But one of your harebrained inventions finally paid off. Oh my! What was that?
You okay, Mr. Judge?
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
I forgot to tell you about that part. In certain rare cases, it seems that the Flavor Enhancer 3000 may cause some gastrointestinal distress.
Certain rare cases, eh?
Almost all the time.
I just gotta go refine this real quick, and then I can make the advanced blood still and finally empty all my blood pouches.
Well, we didn't win. But at least we didn't do any permanent damage.
Yeah, Dad. That's progress.
But you know what? All things considered, I think we did pretty good today.
Yeah, we did.
Another day, another Solari.
Need more water. Oh, we're almost there. We're so close. Just a few more. God, it does take quite a bit of time, doesn't it?
This is Dune Man Keith Villari, reminding you to secure all guild equipment at First Worm Sign. My crew waited too long and lost both crawler and carryall to the Leviathan. We thought we'd landed the big bonus, but now it will take generations for our children and grandchildren to work off our debt to the guild. Be profitable. Be safe.
There we go. One down.
Dune, the battle for Arrakis.
Harnett Communinet Theatre presents an Arakeen Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 4 of 5 days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenerist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage. The following dramatization represents the official truth as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Protocol.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of the year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Once again, we join our story in the tunnels below the great Carthage amphitheater. After months of being overworked and forbidden from all vice, a massive cargo load of illicit alcohol has found its way into the city and flasks of the anxious capacity crowd.
What happened, Val? You've been gone forever.
More importantly, is it done?
It's done. I poisoned my boyhood idol, my father's boyhood idol. An old man at the end of his rope, just hanging on for one last time in the spotlight. One last bow.
Something bad happened.
Oh. My path back here took me through the main concourse, where I came face to face with a 20-meter hologram of you, Stisk. Then you, though, Jingle Max. Finally.
No way. How can they be looking for us?
Just the Harkonnens. The Imperials as well. There's an alert on both communities.
Don't worry about it.
Eyes on hostile! They know we're here. It's a miracle none of them followed me back.
I said don't worry about it. In about 10 minutes, we're all gonna walk out of here together right through the main concourse.
You drinking your own supplies, Disc? Our faces are probably spinning on every corner in the city by now.
There's security everywhere.
In 10 minutes, the authorities are gonna be too busy to even care about us.
What are you talking about? Too busy with what?
Too busy with the poor people of Carthage. So tired, so overworked, and forbidden from even a drop of the good stuff to ease their troubled minds.
Until we come in and drop a cargo load of paint stripper into the pent-up town.
They overindulge. But can you blame them? All that angst has to erupt somewhere. But what do you think's gonna happen when they learn their beloved hero is dead?
There's no way they could know. It just happened, and it
Not
takes a
over
while
here.
for word
It's
to
not
get out.
corner.
Not if someone's already putting that word out.
We told everyone, boss. People were pissed. And you'd be surprised how fast word spread. They really
Yeah,
love
it should
this
be right in here
Argus Sphere
somewhere,
guy.
but
Who
whatever.
is he? I already told you. He's the greatest bloody gladiator in the last 300 years.
I don't watch blood sports. I'm more of a jobs guy.
I predict a full-blown riot. 10 minutes tops.
That's how we're gonna walk
Oh,
out
I
of
know where
here.
it's at. Duh, it's right up here.
Crowds all liquored up and pissed off. When they hear Argus Veer is dead, there's gonna be
God,
blood
I'm so
in the
bad.
streets. Will be impossible to track in the chaos.
Oh, not just the crowd is liquored up. How about the whole damn city?
But how do they know it's us, Stisk?
The vault we hit with containers of booze? I reported it all destroyed with the rest of Simpo.
But it wasn't destroyed. You lied to your own people.
Then we stole from them. What the hell, Stisk? How did they find us so fast?
Our cover was blown the minute we hit Carthage airspace.
Impossible. Smuggler Ornies have standard issue transponder masking.
They do. But our cover wasn't blown by the Harks or the Imperials. It was blown by our own side. Of course they would recognize their own transponder mask.
What did you do to us, Stisk? We can never go home now.
Sorry, Val. If there was any other way.
Any other way to do what? Betray and steal from our own?
She doesn't care about the smugglers, Val. This is all about the Harkonnens.
That's right. The Baron and all his spawn can go to hell and take their city with them. Carthage can burn to the ground for all I care. Just
Not
like
enough
Simpo.
water. Need more water.
Millions could die.
Or they could live. If they get out in time. better chance than my sister got.
What the blazes is the hold of Davros? This ground car hasn't moved in 10 minutes.
It's the crowd, sir. As you correctly surmised, they seem particularly agitated.
Blast it, man. I told you to take the back way and damn the main thoroughfares.
This is the back way, sir. I'm getting reports from all precincts. The people are well lubricated and taking to the streets.
Father?
What, Miller? Can't you bloody well see I'm working?
Oh, relax, dearest. The poor girl only said she has to...
Damn it. I told you all to go before we left. Davros, what do you suggest?
I have a cup, sir.
I'm asking about the mob, Davros. The angry, inebriated mob encircling us at this very moment.
Wait a second, sir. There's a bulletin being flashed on all Communinet frequencies.
Put it through.
This is Chome Communinet 1 with an emergency bulletin. At 21 local time, Karthik officials announced the death of famed gladiator Argus Fear. Further reports indicate widespread unrest throughout the city, as well as full-scale rioting at Amphitheater Square. Prefecture authorities have ordered the streets cleared effective immediately, as a curfew is now in effect. Let's go live now to...
I am surrounded by fools now. Stay back on the trumpets like your H cavorted just beyond. No, the fools I lament are the best within my own organization. The so-called prefecture authorities that have, for some unknowable reason, with the most complete knowledge of our forces' capabilities, submit. We are two orders that will, in the end, only serve to incite the drunken mob more, if not compel them to violence.
The crowd got afraid.
Same vehicle used in the Emperor's own livery.
Amphitheater security has been overwhelmed, sir. The surrounding full-scale revolt.
Darling, if we don't survive this, I want you to know I hate your entire family.
Father!
Whatever happened to set this off? Oh, you can be sure there's a Harkonnen at the bottom of it.
Actually, sir, reports are coming in attributing both the alcohol and death of Argus Fear to a rogue smuggler and a crew. Still, I suggest we withdraw to the residence until the situation is secure.
Yes, Davros, get us out of here.
Sir, do you mean...
Yes, Davros. Engage the battering ram.
Very good, sir. Now would be a good time to ensure all your safety harnesses are well fastened. It gets quite bumpy at ramming speed.
So I need 40 more items.
seasoned crew chief goes missing from an iconic harvester, and nothing is as it seems. In this tale of intrigue, betrayal, and deadly ambition, the sands of Arrakis hide many secrets. Join us now as we begin to unravel the dark and mysterious truth behind the disappearance of crew chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 1, Eye of the Storm.
It was my first time on the Sand Titan, but I knew it well. Everyone did. It was the last of the old Venport Demeter 4 super harvesters. A 6-deck factory harvester with a rebuilt Dyrmidium centrifuge. A rust-hued colossus that had become more than its well-worn constituent parts. The Sand Titan had become a symbol of the Spice Miners Guild itself. Its silhouette was a well-known and comforting sight upon the dunes. But I wasn't there for the tour. I'd followed a long and circuitous route from Transport Thopter to Transport...
Oh, I need more complex
I worked my way
machinery.
into the deep desert where the Sand Titan roamed. As a senior ombudsman for the Spice Miners Guild, it was my job to solve problems and make sure that the spice kept flowing. The spice wasn't flowing, though. The Sand Titan had been pinned down between two storm fronts and had gone dark for almost a week. That, in itself, wasn't unusual. The deep desert was known to be a chaotic and violent wasteland with rapidly shifting weather patterns, amongst other palpable dangers. Now, the unusual part was the content of a secure transmission from the Titan's command deck. It turns out there'd been a suspicious death on the Great Harvester, and the crew paralyzed with anger and fear. Fear are bad for production. So I was ordered out of my comfortable existence in Arrakeen to find the Sand Titan and make things right. As the last leg of my fragmented journey neared its completion, I examined Chief Thorne's guild record once more. Chief Thorne was a man of discipline and was well regarded by his crew. By all accounts, Thorne wasn't one to shirk his responsibilities or fail in his duties. Now, in fact, Thorne had never even been late for a single shift until that fateful night. My first interviews were with the tool pushers assigned to Thorne's shift.
He just didn't show up. I knew right away something was wrong, so I went down to check his cabin, but he wasn't there. We were between two Coriolis fronts at the time, so we were running dark. That means we were operating mechanical only. All electronic systems have to be shut down, you know, to protect against the heavy electromagnetic interference generated by the storms.
Anyhow, like I said, we were running dark, which means all holocams were offline. We had no quick way of finding them.
Yeah, Titan's a massive beast.
So, what
Someone's
did you
here.
do?
Crew deck, the crew lounges, the intake deck, the processing deck, the storage racks, shaft disposal.
We even suited up and checked the flight deck.
No easy feat in the edge of two hard-charging Coriolis fronts.
And what did you find?
Nothing. No one had seen Thorne anywhere.
It was like he vanished.
Engaging
Thin
enemy.
air.
Hours passed as the crew's anxiety grew with each tick of the clock. Then, in the early morning light, shift supervisor Lena Orlov made a gruesome discovery.
I found him. What was left of him, anyway. His body had been pulverized in the separator. I only knew it was him from the clotted tufts of blonde hair mixed into the stew of blood and bone.
Crew Chief Thorne was dead. That was for certain. And the circumstances of his death were anything but clear. But what might have been written off as an accident at first soon began to look more suspicious.
This isn't supposed to be possible. The mechanical separator had a failsafe built in.
Nothing.
Switch to prevent this very thing from happening. Someone had to deliberately override that and this.
At that point, Captain Vanderhaan before launching his own investigation. And among the crew, deckhand Rico Marr. After an anonymous report, Rico had been investigated for skimming unprocessed spice, an offense that led to a heated confrontation with how did you come to be at the crew lounge when Thorn and Rico came to join us?
It was Captain Noah's Oath Day. I was passing through the lounge on the roof of the screen.
And what did you see when you got there?
Thorn and Rico going at it. Well, there was a lot of yelling at first, but it got physical quick. I mean, Rico was a big guy, but Thorn knew how to fight and laid a beating on Rico. We separated them before it got too bad, but you can see for yourself. The holocam caught the last part.
Think you can humiliate me like this? I'll be shitting teeth for a month. Count yourself lucky, thief. In the old days, they would have fed you through the mechanical separator. I have no bloody idea how that got there. I've never seen that before.
The incident had been diffused, for the time being. But the tension between
Supervisor in Chief Thorn's next rotation.
And how would you characterize Thorn's state of mind?
Thorn was worried. He didn't report the fight with Rico straight away, which is weird for such a straight arrow.
What happened next?
We don't know all the details, but holocam coverage tracked Rico to Thorn's cabin later the same night. There was some kind of second altercation.
Did Rico have an alibi for the time of Thorn's disappearance?
No, he didn't. He claimed he was in his quarters the whole time. But the storm front had closed in and we were running dark. There was no way to confirm his location with the holocams.
So, with suspicions mounting against the deckhand, Captain Noah ordered Rico Marr to the brig.
And what we found next raised even more questions.
What am I looking at?
That's a mnemonic film wire containing a coded message to Thorn.
I knew exactly what it was, but I wanted to learn what the shift supervisor knew.
As far as we could tell, the code was based on old cipher used by Atreides signal intelligence.
The plot was thickening. Why was Thorn receiving secret messages from the Atreides? And why was that message in Rico's possession?
Who's that? Help!
Had made up their minds. Communications specialist Jeb Dolan was tasked with deciphering the secret message, and I tried to impress upon him the importance of doing a quick but thorough job. What started as a murder, and I had to get to the bottom of it quickly. The Spice Miners Guild had a mandate to make or had we?
Join us again next time, as new secrets are revealed, and we dive deeper into the enigmatic death of Crew Chief Jarek Thorn. But until then, stay vigilant and watch the sands, until death on the Titan returns.
Alright, I think we're going to take a break here, though. But I will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do factory game for sure tomorrow. 100%. So we'll call it there. I got a good amount done. I got a bunch of iron, got a bunch of water, got all the intel done, got the quests done. So I got all these skill points that I can do now. Which also reminds me. Alright, and I'm gonna need to do the buggy assembly, huh?
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational.
Buggy
Today
cutter
we
array.
must remember we
We
don't
need the
work for
booster.
recognition, but do work worthy of recognition.
And the welding torch. And then I'll be good. Alright. Tomorrow, factory game. But I will be back in, I don't know, 12-ish hours.